Alright, so let me be very clear right now. A lot of Knicks trade talk you're seeing is noise. Fans are throwing out names, social media is spiraling, and everyone wants something to happen before the deadline. But here's the difference today. We finally have reporting that tells us what the Knicks are actually doing and what they are not. Because while some names are heating up, others that fans really want, yeah, you should probably stop expecting those. Let's break down the one new name that actually matters, the two names fans need to chill on, and what this all tells about how Leon Rose is playing this deadline. So the biggest new piece of information here comes from Brett Siegel, and it's not about Gershon Yabusele, it's about Jeremy Sochan of the San Antonio Spurs. According to Siegel, the Knicks have inquired about Sochan with the Spurs. Now pause for a second, this matters for a few reasons. First, this is not fan speculation anymore, this is not Knicks Twitter connecting dots, this is a reported inquiry. Secondly, Sochan fits the exact profile the Knicks are quietly targeting: defensive versatility, positional flexibility, still young, and importantly not a headline move. He's in the final year of his rookie deal and headed toward restricted free agency, which makes this a classic buy low timing window. Now, to be fair, Siegel also reported that there's internal pushback in San Antonio. The Spurs are not eager to move him, especially for Gershon Yabusele, and discussions have cooled. But the takeaway is not Sochan is coming, the takeaway is this. This is the tier of players the Knicks are looking at right now. Not stars, not flashy scorers, but players who fit Mike Brown's identity and do not cost premium assets. And that leads us perfectly into what fans need to stop expecting. Let's talk about Saddiq Bey. I know Knicks fans want him, I see it everywhere, and on paper I get it myself. But here's the reality check. There has been zero reporting connecting the Knicks to Saddiq Bey. No Ian Begley, no Mark Stein, no Shams, no Brett Siegel, and no league whispers at all. And in this front office era, that matters, because when the Knicks are interested in someone, we usually hear it, even faintly. For example, with the trades such as with Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and even OG Anunoby to some extent, we've heard about it happening before it did. We've at the very least heard a little bit of interest that the Knicks had towards those players. So until further notice, you should treat Bey as a fan preference but not a front office target. That does not mean that it can't change later, but as of right now, there is no smoke to it. And now let's talk about the name that fans really got excited about and why that door is basically closed. A few days ago, Naji Marshall felt like a somewhat realistic target for the Knicks, but since then, reporting has completely shifted expectations. Mark Stein reported that Dallas's minimum asking price for Marshall is a first-round pick, and that alone changes everything. Because keep in mind that Ian Begley recently said that he does not expect the Knicks to move their Washington protected first, which will likely convert to 2 second-round picks soon. At least not by the trade deadline this year, unless it's for some type of magnitude like a Giannis player who's probably still unlikely at the moment. And he said that pick, the Knicks want to hold it for bigger conversations, more significant leverage, or a deal where they're not bidding against desperation. So unless Dallas dramatically lowers their price, Naji Marshall to the Knicks should not be expected. This is not about fit, this is about discipline. And that tells us something important, because when you zoom out, a very clear picture forms. The Knicks are not panicking, they're not chasing names, and they're not paying premiums for role players. They're staying disciplined, patient, and opportunistic. They're probing situations like Sochan, they're monitoring Missy and Jose Alvarado, but they're not forcing deals just to satisfy the noise. And that matters because the worst thing this team could do right now is react emotionally instead of strategically. And this front office has shown over and over again that they wait for leverage, they wait for value, and they wait for timing. And until that moment arrives, expect more patience than fireworks. So let me ask you this, would you rather the Knicks stay disciplined or make a move just to make one? And when it comes to their first round pick from Washington, which is protected, I think they're going to probably use that in a Giannis deal in the offseason. And that would probably only happen if the Knicks do not get to the finals this year or even win a championship, because if they do, I think they're not going to break up that core. And I know a lot of you guys want Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns gone ASAP, but as long as they're Knicks, we should be supporting them and always rooting for them. But drop your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.